It's Brandon Woodruff. First of all, Woody, welcome back, man. We haven't talked to you since the grand comebacks. We have a lot to get to. How you doing? And the beard's looking real strong for you.
Yeah, no, doing good. I feel like it has been a while. So, um, schedule just hasn't worked out, but it worked out great this morning and some good timing.
Hell yeah. Good timing on so many fronts. So we'll get to you. I know you'd rather talk about others that you're friends with. So let's start here. You knew David Stearns for a long time. So does the guy next to me.
Right?
Tell us about what he's like and what you think about the news. And do you agree it's the worst kept secret in baseball for a while?
I don't think it's the worst. I think it's been out there for a little bit now. I saw the news this morning, and he David is he's an awesome guy. Look, he's very, very smart and he knows what he's doing. I go back to 2018 and I was up and down, I think 5 or 6 times that year, and I didn't really understand why I was having to go through that. Um, but looking back on it now, I think every decision that David made and the people helping him, it was for a reason. And I mean, he's one of the best in the game. He took Milwaukee, who are not a big market team, but we went to the playoffs. They're 4 years in a row, missed it by a game, essentially in 17, and then last year missed it by a game or two there at the very end. So what he has done, with his short time in Milwaukee was just with the resources he had is honestly unbelievable. And David's a good guy, and he's like I mentioned, very smart guy, and now that it's going back home for him, so that's good for him.
Can a country boy like you see yourself playing for the Mets? Because I mean, I get it. Like, you can say all this nice stuff about him, but
Right.
Somebody, Big Will's going to be a free agent, and they don't got Cracker Barrel up in New York, right around Queens there.
You got to get out of town a little bit to get Cracker Barrels. I mean, we were just there a couple days ago for the Yankee series, and it was let's just say the place is not like home. That's for sure. I'm definitely not used to New York. It's a place that kind of overwhelms me a little bit, but who knows? We'll see. We'll see what happens.
No, hey Woody, this is Jerry Blevins. I wanted to say, I speak on behalf of a former Met. I'm also a country boy from Ohio a little bit.
Yeah,
there are Cracker Barrels to be had, and
okay.
Their clubhouse can have that catered in for you. I'm sure that would be doing it. But is there a sense for you? I know free agency is further on the horizon. You're
Right.
focused on now. But are you wide open to working with Stearns again? Is that something that you would even consider, or is that, one of the back burners on just getting through the season healthy and strong and winning for the Brewers?
Oh gosh, man, this is it's crazy to sit here and think about having this conversation of free agency as a ball player. That's like your dream to get to, right? That's you have the privilege of picking where you want to go, but that is literally the furthest thing from my mind right now. That is so far in the distance right now, and I'm completely focused on this team and trying to get back to the playoffs. I think after last year, leaving that sour taste in our mouths, we want to get back there bad. And we're coming down the stretch here where the Cubs are playing well, we're playing well, and it just seems like there's going to be that last series at the end of the year. It's going to be pretty intense. We'll see what happens, but no, I'm completely focused on our team and trying to win baseball games at the moment.
How focused were you in the ninth inning yesterday when you were getting ready to do something? I'm gonna ask you some numbers after this, but how focused were you last night?
Gosh, super weird. You know how baseball just really works. Like we just no hit the Yankees through 10 in the third innings the day before, and then ended up losing in 13 innings. And it was a long game. We get back. It was funny. I was talking to my wife, Joni, and I was like, I just had one of the worst throwing programs that I had all year the day before in New York. It was raining. out. Didn't feel great. My changeup was crappy. And then show up, and I'm like, I don't know how today's going to go, but I'm going to go out there and see what happens. And lo and behold, first career complete game shutout, and it's just the game of baseball is so funny. But yeah, no, it was a good day yesterday, and just thankful to be able to get through that one. But yeah, I was nervous as all get out, man. I think once I realized, I'm going back out for the night, and I knew this game was mine, and it kind of set in there, and I've never been in that position before. My heart's just racing for no reason other than I just really wanted to finish the game bad. And the first two pitches weren't even close to the ninth inning, and I had to step off for just a second. I'm talking to myself good Lord, just throw the ball over the plate, man, And so yeah, that's what I had to do, and just try to get back to throwing the ball over the plate, and was lucky enough to finish it off.
Yeah, you know why you've never been in that situation before? Because you've had one manager in your entire career. You know how many complete games counts is allowed to happen?
Let's see. Jimmy Nelson was one. I watched it. Adrian Hauser.
Yep.
Adrian Hauser. And then I would say myself last night. So there's probably only been, unless there's more than three, I don't know the other ones.
It's four, but it was before you. Jungmann was out there. That was I think that was Counts' first year. But yeah, Counts isn't going to let you get that CG. And you were like, how much fighting was it? Was it like you and Hookie going, hey, let me go back out there? Or were they like, hey, you got 90 pitches. Do you think you're going to be able to do okay when you're back out there?
So I'll tell you exactly what happened. We had the long inning there in the sixth that put us up. I guess it was 11-0 or whatever it was at the time. And the conversation was, I'm not oblivious to what's going on. I know my pitch count's good. I know kind of what the conversations are in the dugout between the pitching coaches and Counts and what's going on. And there's a big lead. Do we send him back out there, or, the game's kind of in hand? I understand all that's going on. But also too, as a competitor, there's zero chance I'm wanting to come out of the game. So after the sixth, there was a conversation of, hey, if there's another long inning, maybe this might be it or whatever. Asked me how I was doing. I said I'm doing good. So then I get through the seventh, a little bit of a longer inning after the long sit in the dugout, and then go back out for the eighth. And it was just like a 8-pitch inning. It just happened super fast. And so then that's where coming in, I could see Counts kind of pacing around a little bit in the dugout and wanting to go to the phone. And I kind of just looked at him with a look. And so then once I get in, I do my normal thing, sit my glove down and stuff. And then he looks at me, or I look down at the end of the dugout, and he kind of motions me into the tunnel. He starts going. He's like, hey, this is, kind of talking about they might go to the bullpen, and I just give him the look. I'm like, Counts, I got it. I said, I got this. I want to finish it off. And he sit there and he thought about it for a second. And he goes, okay. He goes, not a pitch over 105. And I said, how many pitches am I at? I didn't even know how many pitches I was at. I knew I was kind of low. And I was at 91 pitches. I said, okay, I got it. I'm going to finish it off. And so then it's like, all right, I know I got 14 pitches here to work with. They've been aggressive, so let's just go out here and finish this thing off. And man, my heart was racing. Couldn't throw the ball over the plate. And I'm thinking, my God, I'm going to ruin this ninth inning. And then I get an out, or I get a pop up, I get another out, and then of course, me, Kratz, if it comes down to it, man, I'm throwing the heater. If the whole stadium knows it's coming, it's probably coming. That's just how I've always been. So I probably could have threw the rosin back there 0-2 to try to wrap that thing up and give up a base hit. And then I had a broken bat, and the bat almost hit me in the back. I fall over, I slip. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, man, I'm not going to get this done. So then 2 outs comes up, and Gary Hampson just hit that single up the middle, and I'm at 104 pitches. And I'm very well aware of what's going on. And I look up and I see William coming out, to the mound, and I'm like, I'm like cussing myself in my mind, and I look over to the dugout and I don't see counts coming out. So then I look back at William, like, what the heck's going on? He's kind of pointing at himself like, hey, I called it, just to give you a break. So then once I realized that was going on, I was like, all right, I'm getting this done right now. And we had a brief discussion about what we wanted to do first pitch, and he suggested changeup. I said, nope. I said, I'm throwing a first pitch fastball. Let's get this over with. And lucky enough, he popped it up and was able to finish it off. And I went one pitch over the limit. Just kind of funny how it works out.
Ah, that's beautiful. You mentioned that you took a step back after those first two pitches coming back out into the ninth.
Yeah.
You wanted to reset yourself. Like, what are those like things that you say to yourself, especially with the new pitch clock and that minimal amount of time to be able to readjust? What is it that you said to yourself to get back onto that strike throw?
Kind of lighthearted, just like, come on, man, like throw the ball over the plate, quit being an idiot. Just like you've been doing it all night, and just settle yourself down. It's kind of very, very brief and innocent in a way. It's just like, all right, lock back in, take your time, knowing I got 15 seconds here, so it happens pretty quick, but nothing crazy other than just get back to what you've been doing the whole night.
Is it just for fun? Is it in the third person? Are you saying, all right, Woody, or all right, Woo, let's go? Or is it you can do this?
I don't exactly remember. I do sometimes refer to myself as I'm like, come on, Big Woo, man, dadgum, like let's get in here and throw the ball over the plate. And I mean, it wasn't even close. Like like the first two pitches, I was like, my God, my heart is like racing, And just come on, man. Let's get back over the plate and try to make some pitches, and that was about it.
Yeah, Brent. When do you ever get out there and call yourself by your first name, or just like by your fictitious Marvel made up name of Big Woo?
I think honestly, it's if I do call myself, I'm definitely not saying Brandon. I would more lean towards Big Woo. So. That's just what everybody calls me in the clubhouse, and it's just kind of what I go by.
Has Joni ever called you Big Woo?
No.
Come on now. Wifey? Yeah, that's his wife.
No. Yeah, she can't. I don't know. And if she did, I'd be like, that's kind of strange. That's only for the boys, Let the boys say that.
You would.
You're pushing your boundaries right now.
Kids?
No, not old enough yet. She wouldn't call you Big Woo.
No. She just turned 3 last Thursday, so yeah, she's growing up.
That could happen though, because she's at the ballpark. She hears it, right? And kids get a rise out of that too,
she's aware of what's going on. And honestly, yesterday was the first time that Joni has not watched me pitch a home, game at in Milwaukee since I've been up. That was the first one. She's back home in Mississippi. Kyler just started school, and this is my first September being by myself, and since I've been up. So I told her, I was like, well, you know what I'm going to say, like. You're just going to have to stay home. So, sorry, you're just going to have to stick it out and hold it down in Mississippi until I get back home.
Looks like Joni's not invited into American Fan Field. Nope.
She's not invited.
Maybe the playoffs, just not when you're starting.
That's right. She can stay at home. That's fine. She can stay at home in Milwaukee.
Boy, you're barking up a tree I know you can't climb.
I know. She knows yeah, I better be careful here.
You better be careful. Now, was she in the park when your boy Burnsy got taken out in the 8th inning? And did you say that's how Big Woo does it after your game last night?
No.
Come on, you didn't say anything to Burnsy.
No, nothing. Look, man, this game's so daggum hard. Like, look, just to be able to go out there and get outs like that it rarely happens. And you know how it works, man. That's why I don't try to not take an outing for granted. It's go out there pitch to pitch and just see what happens. And last night was a good outing, and Burnsy and the rest of the guys the other day in Yankee Stadium, it was unbelievable. It was nasty, and all I'm trying to do is just after a long game using the pen, I'm just trying to give our team a chance to win and get deep into the game. And that's my only thought. And it just worked out last night the way it did.
Okay, so Wifey might have to, skip some starts to see if this continues.
Right,
And
right.
there are personal catchers in the sport. I don't think there are any personal third basemen, but we also did have a debut yesterday. So I'm wondering if for your next start, we have to see that same man at the hot corner for you.
Well, yeah, he made it. He made that nice play there in the, I believe it was the second inning where he charged in, and we made the Marlins, use a challenge there early on. So, no, Josh made some great plays yesterday, man, and he's a ball of energy, and I think he's going to insert himself right in the middle of this lineup and do just fine for us. So, it was good, kind of getting to the ballpark, getting a new guy, a guy that has done a lot in the game of baseball, won an MVP. So we're getting a great baseball player, and we're trying to take advantage of the stretch run.
Has he done anything crazy yet in his
long
illustrious? You're waiting for it. I can see it in your eyes. You're waiting for something.
Not yet.
Everybody's heard Donaldson's stories.
Right. Him and Murph have already had their brief interactions early on. So, if you can imagine that, just, they played against each other. Well, Murph, when he was at Arizona State and Josh was at Auburn, Donaldson was from what he remembers, just how crazy Murph is, being a college coach, same guy as Kratz, like he hasn't changed in all these years. He's just talking about how he was in the dugout and how crazy he was. And then he said after the series, he's like, I guess this was in like the regionals or something. He's like, he's recruiting me to come play at Arizona State. He's like, look, man, he's like, I think you can come over here and play for me, so just all the stuff that Murph does. And it was kind of funny. So
incredible. What was it like to witness the no-hitter that just kept going on and ended up in an L? And overall, I also felt like the game didn't get that much national attention. It was Sunday, so it was week 1 of NFL, I guess. Yeah. But